During California Senate Committee hearing on the Potato Games Act, AB 1921, the ESA lobbyist Jennifer Gibbons said that community-run Minecraft servers are illegal under current already existing law. The comment came as the ESA opposed the bill, which aims to prevent games from becoming unplayable, as the publishers shut down official servers. Oh, but what about the Stop Killing Games? It was a good idea, but then you're somewhat ignoring the biggest danger to all of this. The fucking lobbyists. Happens all the time. I'm sorry to say this. I don't like to be the bearer of bad news, but yeah, suddenly everything changed when the powers that be, I suppose. I don't want to call them governors or politicians, even though that would be actually accurate. Just there to hang out with the Ubisoft guy. Hey, how curious. After all, who controls the money controls a lot of things. I don't want to say everything, but a lot of things for sure. In this case, the main argument at least, something similar to, but the software they're using is stolen. They're using proprietary code that they shouldn't be using. But apparently that's not actually necessarily the case. I don't believe it depends on the server. I'm not entirely sure how these servers work. I'm not huge into the intricacies of Minecraft, as you might understand. I do believe that some of the servers do use more stuff than what's provided officially by the company. But to say that community-run servers are just illegal is something very odd to say. If we scroll down, there was this guy here with barely any interactions. Someone should tell Minecraft that themselves they're supplying the means to an illegal action. Helping someone commit a crime, is illegal. That's very odd. It's also kind of funny that we have here. This is borderline evil. Minecraft creator speaks out against ESA calling private servers illegal. Another wish for my work to be used against people, which is pretty understandable. This is once again another attack on preservation, which I don't like. I think it's being very clear that I'm a big proponent for private servers. I like those a lot. Many MMOs I've enjoyed from my life don't exist anymore in an official manner. So having private servers, it's actually pretty huge for that. Preservation, I think is good. Minecraft creator, Minecraft Snatch person. This hilarious last name. What's your last name, person? Ah, it's too on the nose. It's too on the nose, you can't convince me, man. He's speaking out against the Electronic Software Association for claiming that the game's private servers are illegal. It doesn't make any sense, because I don't believe the main logic for Minecraft is to play with people, right? You can play alone, but it's the kind of game that is very fun when you play with people. So of course, normally you would run a private server if you want to play with your friends, which is completely normal. This is nothing new, by the way. This was not created by Notch. This was already a thing in the early 2000s, okay? Trust me, I will know. Earlier this month, the California State Senate held a hearing regarding Stop Killing Games Act, bill known as the Potato Games Act. The bill aims to obligate publishers to find ways to make games playable, even after ending support for them. Which, I'm gonna be honest, it shouldn't be that difficult. If you can have a bunch of nerds in a garage with bags of scraps doing that, you as the game maker should have all of the tools, and you should be beholden. You should be, I guess, responsible in this case, towards the law, to fulfill that need. I think that's fair. That would mean that live service games would need to have some kind of functionality after servers are shut down. The subject of private servers was brought up is a feasible solution, and cited Minecraft as a prominent example, to which ESA's VP of State Government Affairs, Jennifer Gibbons, countered with a head-scratching argument. Gibbons claimed that these private servers are actually illegal. Okay, alright, I guess now I need to be fair. Even if she's writing a technicality, I don't think she knows what she's talking about. Even if it's true that some of these community servers are running software that's not just what's provided by the company in this case, as we've seen, that doesn't mean that what she's saying is right. Because she's talking out of her ass. I do believe she's trying to claim that the concept of private servers is something considered to be illegal, which is an absolute insane thing to say, right? If I were to release a game, a normal game, I don't know, a TCG, which is turn-based, it's probably something somewhat easy to make. Sure, I would implement some sort of random fights in adventure mode, because I played MT Forge and that was a fun game. If I were to add multiplayer, it would be probably peer-to-peer instead of having a big server managing everything. A peer-to-peer connection, in this case, won't be, mechanically speaking, a private server. I mean, potentially you could have up to, I don't know, maybe 4 people playing at the same time. Running through the map, you could do 2v2, potentially, I don't know. I'm just spitballing here, of course, right? How is that illegal? That is within the logic of what I made. Which is normal. Everything's actually, hey, it's something good. We have built-in peer-to-peer connections because, the game dev was so nice to us. I'm not trying to toot my own horn here, but you can understand what I'm trying to convey. Saying that something like that is illegal by default is just a bunch of fucking nonsense. A form of piracy, and in the case of Minecraft, are unsanctioned by Microsoft. Yes, of course they are, because they are private servers. But if the company itself is giving you the way to run the servers, they might not be sanctioned by Microsoft, but they are endorsed by Microsoft. Games went as far as comparing them to a game in black market. Does she even know what she's talking about? I don't think so. Now this is true in the case of Minecraft, as its official website gives players the tools to create their own private servers, and even boasts a browser filled with custom servers. It is actively encouraged by Mojang. You can also run servers with mods if you want. Okay, let me open this. Actually, because I'm kinda curious. I think we need to know more about this to see exactly what she's talking about. Maybe quotes. Yeah, they have some quotes here. Create the disclaimer and stated that these are not officially sanctioned servers. In fact, according to games, they are illegal. Okay, not being officially sanctioned doesn't mean they're illegal. It only means they're non-official. They're illegal, games responded. They're not in any way affiliated with Microsoft. Okay? Microsoft, for Minecraft, has gotten a lot of criticism because of those community servers not employing the same safety standards that Microsoft does on their Minecraft servers. I hate these people. I hate these fucking people. But that's normal. That is normal. The company, it shouldn't be your dad, okay? The company shouldn't be just looking over your shoulder all the time to see that you're not being another child. It's fine. Minecraft is not an online multiplayer game, okay? It's not like an MMO, where everything is just supposed to be online on a server. Minecraft is a single-player game that has the option to go multiplayer. You could do local, you could do private, you could do community run, you could do official servers, potentially. That doesn't mean that the non-official servers are illegal. Also, that doesn't mean that those private servers, it's in the name, private server or community server, that you understand this is not run by Microsoft. And you might have some claims with community, maybe it should have a different name. Okay, sure, whatever. That doesn't mean they should follow safety standards imposed by the powers that be. That's very odd. That's very strange. If anything, these people are pushing for more control of these games. Why? Gamers was asked by a community member if private servers are akin to black markets for video games, and Gamers answered yes. That means she doesn't know anything. The ESA executive went on to state that they even consider these servers as piracy. I have lots of spending against private servers right now. How are they piracy? How is it piracy? I'm actually asking because it doesn't make any sense. If you can connect to the server having a non-official copy of the game, that's a different issue. But it's not these servers giving unofficial copies of the game. Is this about mods? It can be about mods. I think that's actually likely. Yes, and Gibbons. In fact, we consider it piracy. We have lawsuits, dependent lawsuits against private servers right now. And the United States Trade Representative, USTR, in the Notorious Market reports on counterfeiting and piracy has named some of these big private servers in the Notorious Market. I think I might know what's happening here. I think she's mixing Minecraft servers with private servers of retail games. When I say retail, I mean usually retail MMOs, like WoW servers. Some of them have just shut down because of lots of the stuff. Having a private server for WoW, which is a retail game, that is already online, and yes, officially you should only be able to play on official servers. It has nothing to do with a single player game letting you host your unique multiplayer session, because these private servers at the end of the day are just multiplayer sessions. It's very odd. It's very odd. We shouldn't let these people that don't know anything about what they're talking about legislate. But I think that's just politics in general. Hey, did you know politicians are usually very, very stupid? I keep saying that, but I don't think people believe me. To be clear, in the case of Minecraft, this isn't true. Yada yada yada, we read that, sure. A server offers its own brand of finding uniqueness, raising excerpts about community servers on Minecraft's website. Find your favorite with our server list site, where all listed servers have been reviewed and verified as following our community standards and guidelines. So, she was actually just lying in this case. They were actually following the proper guidelines, because the server list should be actually endorsed and follow the rules. If it's fully private, you're digging around with your friends, nobody cares, right? It's fine. Oh, but you said a big no-no, who the f cares? I just sent the ESA a link to this page, and noted that it was encouraged by the Minecraft team when requesting a comment. And ESA representative responded with the following. Private servers infringe on the intellectual property, IP rights of the game publishers. What a fucking moron. What a fucking moron, they don't know what they're talking about. Didn't understand that there are several types of private servers. Okay, what about the private server of a game that died 30 years ago and the companies don't exist anymore? How are you infringing on IP rights in this case? I know somebody probably still has the IP rights, but who knows who, right? They're probably not using them anyway. They're not actually damaging the company in any way. Publishers reserve the right to assert the rights against them. The provision in CAB 1921 that proposed these servers as a legitimate alternative to keep games running raised the concerns about the publisher's ability to enforce their IP rights. No, it's actually quite the opposite. If you kill the game, you're actually letting go a little bit of your IP rights. Okay, how am I gonna play a game? How is this a big deal? You're trying to sell me a game. Sure, whatever. I want to play the game, but you're not selling it to me anymore. How am I damaging you in any way? I'm not, because that's not how reality works. It's very stupid. We shouldn't let these people be around anymore. In addition, private servers operate with no oversight from the publisher and do not uphold the same trust and safety standards. Nobody cares. Even when true, nobody fucking cares. You understand if you're playing, I think now defunct Turtle WoW. You understand that's not Blizzard, that's just a bunch of people. This could create a safe environment for players and be counter to the industry's commitment to fostering safe and fun gameplay for all players. What about me? What about me? I am inside the group of all players. What about me? You're just lying to me. Because maybe I don't want to have what you consider a safe environment. What about that? Shouldn't I be able to decide? Well, no, of course not. Of course not. You will follow what the government says, or else. CLUELESS campaign volunteered to try to address the situation, noting that every one of these claims was designed to scare a busy legislator who doesn't have time to fact-check a well-dressed lobbyist in real time. Yeah, I think that's fair, and I think that is correct. It worked well enough that this round, they continued. It will not work when we're standing in the same room with developers and players beside us. We're ready to answer every single claim as it happens. Here's what happens next. Okay, alright. So this is just the shut up, silly woman kind of moment, which, I mean, sometimes happens. What do we have here? Notch, the creator of Minecraft, spoke out against these comments. They spent longer working on the franchise. I'm not part of either anymore, but I feel like the ESA is being incredibly scummy by pulling this, he said. I've never liked them, but even less so now. I did not wish for my work to be used against people. This is borderline evil. The ESA provided the IGN with two statements on the matter yesterday. One that largely reaffirmed the comments made by Gibbons, and another that softened things, but also did a statement which walks back some of the definitiveness of Gibbons' original comments. Okay, so this is kind of the same but for wording, I assume. Expect the same useless dribble, still. Private servers that house or distribute copyrighted game content without authorization infringe on the intellectual property rights of game publishers. Oh, yeah, but this is way different than what we're talking about, right? This sentence here is actually completely useless. This is actually completely useless. Okay, private servers that host or distribute copyrighted game content without authorization infringing the AP rights of game publishers. Yes, that's the point. We're trying to do this in a legal way. That's what you have to. That's what they're pushing for a law that says, hey, if you're gonna kill the game, you should let people do this. It's so stupid. It's insane. It's insane. I hate these lobbyists. They're telling you that it's wrong because it is illegal, when you're trying to push it to become legal because it's actually not wrong. It's just a very stupid legalist argument. If we just go by every single word of the law, you will never change anything. It's so stupid. You can just do things. What are we even looking at? It's so insane to me. It's just so insane to me, man. It's bad because it's illegal. Okay, what about we make it legal? No, it's illegal for a reason. No, we want to preserve the games. That's what we're pushing for these laws. One publisher may take different approaches. All publishers reserve the right to exercise the rights against AP infringement. Yeah, take that with a grain of salt. The provision in CAB 1921 that proposed these servers as a legitimate alternative to keep games running raised the concerns about the publisher's ability to enforce their IP rights. Bullshit. Absolute fucking bullshit. What is the difference? Not really. What is the actual difference with something like Minecraft, for example? What is the difference there? It doesn't make any sense. In addition, private servers operate with no oversight from the publisher and do not uphold the same trust and safety standards. Well, if they want to uphold the same trust and safety standards, maybe they shouldn't kill the game. Maybe they should offer official support for the game. If you don't, yeah, it's the Wild West. But you're gonna just get into random private servers, usually. So that should be fine. This could create an unsafe environment for players and be counter to the industry's commitment to fostering safe and fun gameplay for all players. Shut the hell up. Just want to make it illegal because you're a filthy fucking lobbyist and I'm sick of you. Oh, I don't like the man. Please, government. Please, government. Oh, the government has to be my daddy because I'm a fucking idiot. Say what I mean. This is the kind of people we're dealing with.